So yeah, it works. Hi everyone, I'm Zsofira, a digital marketing and AI consultant, freelancer journalist. Today my guest is Chadi Ati, a manager of data and leader of global projects at Philip Morris International. The company is currently undergoing one of the biggest corporate transformation in its history, and it moves beyond cigarettes toward a smoke-free future powered by science, innovation, and data. So during the Cloud Expo in Frankfurt, Chadi said something that really stuck with me. Data culture must be lived, protected, and constantly reinforced. So in this episode, we are going to talk about how what that really means, and we are going to go behind the dashboards and see how to build a global data culture and turn insights into actions and make AI work across borders. So Chadi, could you please introduce yourself and explain what makes you excited with your work?
Thank you, Sophia, for this beautiful introduction. I'm glad to be here today with you and talk about data, my passion. So yes, as you mentioned, really Philip Morris is undergoing a massive transformation, and this mass transformation is really for our consumers to provide them with better alternatives than cigarettes. And this doesn't really happen without an internal digital transformation as well. So we started a few years ago with a massive digital internal transformation, moving towards digitalizations, and moving towards focus on data more to be able to make better decisions and to be able to perform better and be more efficient in the company overall. Not only really about the data analytics side of it, but really about the whole thing, about really being a better company. So yeah, I'm passionate about this. I really love working with data. I love numbers in general. It doesn't have to be related to the things I do now, but I really, in my personal life as well, I rely a lot on data, and I want to look at data in every way possible. And when I joined Philip Morris, that was my first mission, is to really work on a complex task to improve how we look at data. And maybe I can give just an example about what got me excited. Because when I joined, I was working with a travel team, global business travel, and we were doing some data analytics. It was done in the traditional old ways, a lot of manual processes, and I had to first transform the way how to look at the data, how to collect and gather the data and transform it and prepare it and then visualize it. Uh, and that was a massive success, and it got me excited because it was a success for me, and it created an impact in the department and in the company overall, and that excites me of okay, I did this, what is the next step for me, and how can I take this further down the road. So the excitement for me comes from the success that I create, and the space that the company allows me to deliver in. And this is really the power of it, because in data you see sometimes quick wins, and you see the value that you're bringing for the business, and that what really motivates me to continue and to keep on pushing and doing more and more, and really support the business in whatever they do and whatever they want and whatever decision they want to take. So yeah, that's that was exciting.
I really love your energy and also the passion how you talk about data. And if we check Philip Morris International, this is really mind-blowing that the company operates in 180 countries worldwide, and you have offices in 80 different locations and countries. So that's really super massive. And you already mentioned that you led data projects globally across time zones, and it means across cultures as well. If you think about what were the biggest advantages or unexpected challenges, what you have seen throughout your work?
Uh, First, I mean, you mentioned that the culture and the time zones are really, sometimes we underestimate the efforts that it takes to organize something with other markets, especially when you have people in South America, for example, and people in the Philippines, and they have to be in the same, like in East Asia, and they have to be in the same call. Like, how do you do it? Like, and
Exactly.
especially you're in Europe, so that's a challenge. People sometimes underestimate it, and they say, yeah, it's just complaining, but it's not. It's real. It's a real challenge. Time zones, and even the culture, the pace that people work with. So it's different. Sometimes it's more chill in other cultures than that, in some cultures than the others. and some people want to be very focused on delivery rather than just creating connections in a way. So and here, because we're the headquarters, we really have to adapt to our communication style, our collaboration style with each market, because we know that they are different. We know that they work differently. We know that they have different systems sometimes. So it's not really on the logistics side of it, but also on the technical side of it. They work with different systems. They have different understanding of some concepts, even terminologies and abbreviations sometimes that we use in the headquarters are different in other markets or in other regions. So so the communication is really at the center of it, whether it's time zone, it's the culture differences, whether it's the way we communicate, the way we translate the business processes and workflows into data, and these kind of things. The pace also of it helps really, because when we go as headquarters, when we go to the markets, they don't not necessarily have the mandate that they need to help us or support us or be 100% present with us, because they already have a lot of things, and we know that they have a lot of things on the locally in their markets, and they are sometimes overwhelmed, and then we come on top and we need to do something with them. So one of the struggle is that really also people don't talk about is we I mean global teams, they go with their kind of they want to impose themselves on the local other markets or other regions without even explaining why. So what we do in the team, and that was a challenge that we faced, and we learned throughout the process that we need to understand, we need to explain why to the markets, to the local people. We need to explain why we're doing this, what's in it for them, what's the goal and the objectives that we are aiming for, what's our mission, what's our vision. So when we explain this and we come with this kind of mindset for them, they will be able to support us better. They will accept, they will approve, and it will become more like a partnership, like a collaboration, rather than just us asking them and imposing stuff on them. So we face this challenge a lot, especially with some markets and cultures that are a little bit, they like to step back. They like to understand. They like to gather the helicopter view, not directly deep dive into details. And this really helped us, learning with the few first markets. It helped us create like a standard approach that is customized or personalized based on the regions, based on the markets. And we try to be more empathetic, more human than just, kind of executors that we want to do that, we want to do. No, we start explaining why do we want to do that. And that really helped us, now people are happy if they join a meeting after work, for example, because they are happy to talk to us. They are happy to we created these connections, the human connections, and that would really that is really helpful for us. It was very helpful for us and for them as well. So yeah.
That's really interesting that you mentioned communication when it comes to data. And yeah, you are absolutely right. You have to figure out how to inspire other people and how to teach them to interpret the data, and then building up trust in your internal team. So in order to generate something valuable, that's really exciting to hear.
Yeah. Also, because we started in Switzerland, we used Switzerland as an example. We started showing the impact that we have done and the value that we have added in Switzerland, and then we told them, like, look, we could basically do the same for you as well. We could help you on this and this and that, and they were like, yeah, okay, I see now where we're going, and I want that. I want that for me. I want that for my market. I don't want it for my people here working here. So yeah, it was sharing kind of the best practices and the past expertise helps a lot in kind of persuading or convincing people of shaking our hands and going together into the same direction. Yeah.
That's really interesting, because so many times people think that, yeah, when it comes to data, everyone is thinking about huge dashboards and tons of data, Excel sheets, columns, and all kinds of complex things. But visualization, I think, can also help you to explain why and also show best practices. Did it help for you, or how do you use visualization when it comes to communication internally in the data?
Of course. I mean, so one way is to kind of prepare the data, transform it, and do all of these things in the infrastructure and create a robust backend, which takes us a lot of time, basically 80% of our time. But the rest is the most important, is the 20% that we spend on data visualization and kind of showing the data, interpreting the data, and storytelling, really. Like, how do we present our data? That really is an issue with most of the data analytics team. Because yeah, we build the most beautiful dashboard, but what is the actions that we can take from this? What are the visuals telling us? Why do we use this visual than the others? So for us, what we do now is we co-create the visualization part with the business now. So we really go deeper with them, understand what they need. We ask a lot of questions. That's important. Sometimes because data analysts tend to not ask questions. They feel that they get it quickly from the first time they collected the requirements. But throughout the process, we do regular checkups. We even do a mock-up version of the visualization of the dashboard, where we created it with the business. We ask a lot of questions. Is it good to look at it this way? Do you want to look at it in a different way? What does this data tell you? And how it will help you in taking this decision? Or what is the decision that you want to take anyway? What is the problem
Yeah.
that you're trying to solve? All these questions, if we don't, as developers in my team, if we don't have them, we won't be able to give you fully 100% what you need. We can give you 80%, 70%, 50%, but we're not going to give you 50. We're not going to answer all your questions. So that's why when we sit with the business, with these workshops, whether collection of requirements or even the visualization part, we ask them a lot of questions, and we really ask a lot of detailed questions. Sometimes they get annoyed, but it's our job. We have to ask these questions. We have to understand why we're doing this. We work with many business units, and if we don't understand, then what's the point of creating a dashboard? It has to have a meaning. It has to have the reason why we're creating it. So every visualization we do, every visualization that we create, it needs to answer a question. It needs to answer, even if it's a KPI card. If it's just a KPI card there, we just want to look at it, then no, we don't create it. We need to take some actions on it. Like, do you need to compare it with the previous trends? Do you have a target for this KPI? Do you want to reach something with this KPI? What do you want to do? And if this KPI doesn't reach the target, what do you do? Like, what are the actions that you want to take? Do you want to deep dive into the data to know why? And what are you looking at? Like, we want the visuals to answer these questions. If they don't answer these business questions, then we don't do it. Like, it doesn't serve any purpose. So yeah, and we play in the visualization that we build. We play a big part in training users and also in interactivity. We like to be interactive in the visualization, like all these kind of filters, because we need to give the flexibility for the users, so they can even sometimes build or kind of report on the things that they want, because we have multiple users. They have different maybe needs in the same dashboard, so we want everyone to meet the needs of everyone. Because some people, they want to look at it by country level, some people they want to look at region level. So we try in the visualization to adapt to all these kind of users. We try also to drill down when we need to, go deeper into the details of the data, when we need to let them export the data if they need to as well, because we know some people, they still want to look at the raw data. They still want to export it in Excel because they need to do something. We even allow this in our dashboard that we create. We even allow them to subscribe, to create alerts, to do many things. Not just it doesn't just become a visualization, a dashboard. It becomes a tool that they're using, and it becomes essential for their really daily work. So that's what we aim for when we create dashboards. Yeah.
It sounds actually really like a kind of community-based data development within the company. So do you also have a kind of website, wiki, or any platform wherever the teams can connect with you and say, hi, Chadi, I have a really great idea. Could you please do this and this for me? And then can you somehow collaborate with different teams, for example, to generate only one dashboard?
It can happen, and it happened. So how we work in the team, so we are the data team supporting a big department of more than 100 employees in Switzerland, and we also support other markets outside Switzerland as well. For every product that we create, for every data product that we create, it doesn't have to be dashboard. Sometimes it's an automation, it's a tool, it's an interface that we create. So it doesn't have to be always a dashboard. So we call it a data product. And every data product that we create, it has to have a product owner from the business, not from the data team. Of course, it has a development lead from the data team, but it has to have a business owner, which we call it a product owner. And basically, within this product owner community that we created, we have a communication channel, a group chat, where we have all the product owners there. They get the updates, they can discuss with themselves, they can even collaborate on one product, or if they want some data from each other's, we can help them connect, or we can help them even create like a product as well, another different product. And for us, how we communicate with them, we have separately as well with each of these product owners, we have separately a group chat and regular catch-ups with them. So if there is anything needed, we can chat with them. But if not, we can have this regular catch-up, regular call with them every month or every quarter. It depends on the impact score of each product, because some products are very critical, of very high importance, urgency, and some products are low, and some are in between. So we have a score for each product, and based on this score, the engagement is happening. So some people we talk to every quarter, some people every month, some people every 2 weeks. It depends on how urgent and how important is their product to the business. And yeah, so you have a question?
Sorry, could you please share a couple of real business use cases whenever the score was really high and then it generated some valuable impact?
Yeah. So how the score is done, basically, I can tell you exactly. So it's a weighted score based on 3 criteria: the user metrics, the adoption of the dashboards, how the products, how they're being used, what is the number of views, what is the number of viewers. That's one thing. The second axis is the business impact. What is the business impact that we give to the business, basically? And the third is the productivity gain. Like, what is the productivity gain, not only for the product owners, but also for the users that are using this product? Like, are they saving time? Are they making better decision? Are they saving cost? Are they increasing the employee experience satisfaction rate? It can depend on many factors. So these 3 will let us know what is the impact, what is the score of the product. Is it critical? Is it high? And we give it the importance based on that. So one of the critical projects that we were working on, I think lately, the use case is we connected multiple product owners together to create an ad hoc product that will serve us on return to office. The return to office is a hot topic now. After COVID, a lot of companies they started with a hybrid mode. Some people, some companies, they come 40% to the office, 60% at home. Now we're changing this policy. We're increasing our ratio in the office, and we want to know, as workers experience department, we want to know if we can accommodate this number of people. Like, the restaurant, will it accommodate? Because we don't remember how it was before COVID, and where we were coming 5, and the layout of the office changed a lot. We have now more open spaces, we have hallways, it was more offices before. And are we able to accommodate this? We don't know. So we had to bring in a lot of data sources together to know this. So that was a very successful use case that we are doing now, and we have done. And the decision was taken based on the data, really. We took access control data, physical access control, to know how much people are coming to the building. We did simulation scenarios, what if scenarios of, like, what if people come 3 days to the office, what will happen? What is the utilization ratio for us? And what is the occupancy ratios for us? Like, how will people sit together? Will they fit? Will they wait more on the restaurant queue? Will the parking be full or not? So all these questions were answered by multiple data sources coming together, from sensors, from access control, from parking, from transactions in the cafeteria and in the restaurants.
Yeah.
So, and these were separate products. We brought them together to create kind of the enriched experience of, answering basically these questions. Would be able to fit, or would we need to rent, or would we need to change the layout? Yeah, we had a lot of proposals and recommendations, but we needed to know what we should do, and if we will have to, what is the decision that we want to take based on what the data is telling us. So that was one of the use cases of the first high critical projects that we were we were working on lately.
That's a really interesting use case, because nowadays, yeah, as you mentioned, so many companies want their employees to come back and do their daily job as it was before COVID. However, as you also mentioned, so many things have changed, and I do love this story that you have checked each and every little component, how to accommodate people, how to make their life better, and not only just checking how many tables you have, but also how the cafeteria is able to serve them, and how can they feel that they are part of the team. They are going to a place wherever they are not only expected to be productive, but also to be creative. That's a really interesting example. I really love it. And this is also a kind of example for predictions. And for your experience, where does predictive analytics come into play at Philip Morris, and how does it help shape decisions?
Yeah. So I wouldn't talk about Philip Morris in general, because there are a lot of other teams as well. They are doing some predictions, on the consumer level, maybe on the other side as well. But I can talk about our team, my department, where we're at in the predictive analytics. So we have a data scientist in the team. We have the skills in the team, but the hardest part of predictions and predictive analytics is finding the right use case.
Yeah.
How do we find it, and is it relevant for us? Because we don't want to do predictive analytics just for the sake of doing predictive analytics, because everybody is doing predictive analytics. We want to do something that is really useful for the business. We tried every year. We try to find use cases. We try even to use some other external tools that are available in the market. One reason is to build something very quick, and another reason is to explore what is available in the market, the new tools, and keep up to date. Keep the pace. Uh, but again, the question would be like, what is this use case bringing me, and how do we find the use cases? How do we find it really in the context of workplace experience? Sometimes it's hard to do it. Like last year, we ran a predictive analysis of occupancy predictions. We wanted to predict uh, how people will come to the office in the future. So without policy changes or anything, it was just like a study that we ran to understand the cleaning processes, to run more on the maintenance and the optimization of the maintenance of the company, of the building facility, like cleaning, technical support, these kind of things, electricity, and so on. So it wasn't really related to if we can cope or accommodate more people in the office. It was just predictions to anticipate some of the things. But then we looked at it and we said, maybe it's not going to be needed because nobody is looking at it. We saw with the data, with everything, nobody is looking at it. We built it, we spent some time on it, but because we wanted to do it, it wasn't coming from the business. But then we sat with many business units and we told them, look, we did that. It might be useful for you. It might be useful for you. But then we saw some interest, but there was not a real usage of it. Whereas the example I gave earlier about the smart work, it was ad hoc. We did it once. We predicted, we simulated some of the things for the future. If we increase the policy, what will happen? That was really helpful, for example.
Yeah.
And it came because we had demand. We needed to know something, and we ran it. But we just need to find use cases just for the sake of doing predictive analysis. It doesn't really help in our context. It does really help. We need really a problem. We need a project that we need to solve. We need something tangible that we can run some predictions on. Otherwise, if we just run it, I think for us it can be a waste of time sometimes. I'm not saying it's not important. It can be important for many other teams. I know in Philip Morris they are doing credit analysis, and it's very important for them. Like forecast demanding, on the sales part, on the financial part, it's very good. But in our context, it can be very good, but at the same time, it can be sometimes not needed. So we always try to, talk to the business, understand if we want to create some predictions and some use cases related to advanced analytics, what would it be? And we sit with them. We try to do some mini workshops with them to understand if there is a need. But then we realize all the time that it's the hardest part really to find out some use cases, because even if we predict the sales of the restaurants, what would happen? Like nothing, because people will still eat here, and then we have two restaurants in the office, and people will still eat here and at the same time, at the same pace, at the same quantity, and the prices are the same. So uh, we tried in so many different areas to run some advanced analytics, but when we do it, when we ask for it, or when we try to force it, it doesn't work. When it comes to us with a real use case and real scenario, then it helps a lot. uh, yeah, one of the examples I gave. We have some other examples that we did a few years ago about the global business travel policy. Also, they needed to change the policy of flying business class. They wanted to decrease the time of when you can fly business class or not. um, and then we also did scenario planning and what if scenarios and predictive analytics of what would happen, what is the cost
Oh,
saved. That So that was also more about money. So what would be the cost we save in case we move from X hours to Y hours in business class? How much would we save? And approximately we had a high number, and we presented this, and this basically this study got approved, and the business class was changed because of us.
mm,
Business class travel was changed because of us, and we realized after a few years that yes, the company is now making savings just because we changed the policy. And does it affect really the employee experience in a way when they travel? It can, but we calculated also the number of flights affected by this change. It wasn't much, but the saving was very high. So for the employee, it's fine. For the company, it's fine. And that was, for example, a prediction and a predictive analytics use case that we have created that has very, very big value for the business.
that sounds really interesting because, yeah, again, data changes people's life. That on one hand, yeah, economy or business class could really affect the whole budget and everything. And so we have already talked about the internal data sets and how they operate internally. But we are seeing a wave of LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek in business. Are you using them? And if so, then how?
Yeah, because I mentioned, I think earlier, we're a Microsoft company, so we use Microsoft tools. And of course, we have Copilot now. We're using Copilot. I basically use it every day.
Mm,
Uh, on a personal side, I use it for everything, for text messages, for emails, for many things, really. For even searching our intranet or our my Outlook, I use it a lot for personal productivity. On a team level, on a data team, we use it a lot as well. We
mm,
use it a lot to help us, in Power BI, to help us as a database, like technical work, really.
mm.
It is our assistant in a way. It's like an additional team member that can help us. It doesn't replace any of the team, but it can accelerate how we do things. And instead of going to a community, searching the internet, spending 2 hours searching for a solution, now in a few minutes we can find the solution. It's easy. Whether we're building something, or even whether we want to get inspired and have some ideas about how to visualize this, or how do we calculate this, and all these kind of things, we do it. We ask Copilot everything. And not only that, now recently in the data team, we use it to generate reports.
Yeah.
Not generate reports in the sense of visualization, but we use it to generate like kind of reports that we can share with the business. For example, we take screenshots from our dashboards, our visualization, our data sets. We put it in Copilot. We write a prompt. We give it the background of a project, the project charter, or all the information about the project, and we tell it, we ask a prompt to create a report based on the data, based on the screenshot that we took from the dashboard, based on the information, the project background, create the report that gives us this recommendation, that recommendation, and in a few minutes, you can generate a report. We do this as well, like data interpretation in a way. We're doing also sometimes with Copilot, not every time because we have to double check. Sometimes not
Yeah, obviously.
100% accurate, but Still, it eliminates a lot of steps that you usually were doing manually, and you save a lot of time. So that's how we're using it. We only have Copilot for now, but I know that the company is working on many other things as well related to AI and other things other than LLM as well. And yeah, I'm curious to know where this road will take us, whether in PMI, whether in our data team, or also even externally as well. Because even on a personal level, I rely a lot
Mm.
on on like ChatGPT or whatever other alternative tool.
Yeah, you mentioned that you are always checking the output. And how do you think leaders should treat LLM outputs when it comes to business decisions? And what do you think? How shall we balance the trust and validation when it comes to the outputs?
First, I like to whenever I do something with LLM or so, I tried whenever also I want to share it with someone. If it's a big report like that, I would I rather like to share that I used uh, like AI to do it,
Mm.
because it's uh, it's not like something I'm afraid to tell or something I'm shy to tell or something, because it's available. It's available for us. So why not telling that? Look, this time I used it. Maybe the other time I did it without. Like I tell also I did without AI. This I did with the help of AI. It We need to make conversations about AI very easy, very smooth, and very acceptable in a way.
Oh,
Because some people are saying, "Oh, maybe AI will take my job," or maybe AI. No, it's not going to take your job. It's just going to help you do your job better, in
exactly.
better quality, in a better way, in a faster way, and then you will be more productive. You will have more tasks to be more creative, to get inspiration from something else. So that's my way of thinking about AI, and I tend to also share my my thinking about AI also with the other leaders, with the other teams, with the business as well, to educate them that look, AI is here to help us. AI is here to stay as well, and AI is not here to replace us, and so on. So I also, even when I talk to the leaders, it's the same. It's the same concept, the same way of thinking. And in general, uh, Philip Morris is doing a massive, unbelievable job on AI, on educating people on AI. Like even have some courses, some introductory courses about AI. Like everybody has to be equipped in the company, whether they are senior leaders, whether they are leaders, directors, whatever the position is, specialists, whatever the position is, they have to know about AI. They have to learn about AI. And that's what basically, and of course, some people, they are more interested than others. They can go far in AI, regardless of the job position, regardless of where they are, because I know everybody is using AI now. Like it doesn't have to be data only. Even the marketing team is using and generating pictures for their campaign. A lot of people are using it for many different reasons. Uh, so I use Copilot. Some other people I know in Philip Morris, they are using different tools as well to do different things. And I think, yeah, that's the future. We have to embrace it. We have to equip ourselves, whether maybe technically or just how to use it, like how to get benefit from it, maybe. Uh, yeah, and that's what I like to share always. And also I look at some other tools related to data. I always try to look what's available in the market, what can we use, what can we bring in the team to elevate our kind of offerings and delivery and status and maybe quality of our work, uh, whether it's for the business or only for us. And if it can only help us in the back end, then it's fine as well. That doesn't have always to be front user ending. Sometimes it can be just something visible to us, and it's good if we can use it. So yeah, I'm looking into many things now related to AI. Yeah. But for now, Copilot is our main Copilot.
Yeah, your main go-to tool.
Yeah.
And really like that during our whole talk, you were talking not only about data systems and decisions, but also a lot about people and how to approach people.
Yeah.
And in your experience, what soft skills actually make or break a high-performing data team?
I think a lot of soft skills actually to run a data team, whether you want to connect to your data team or to the business. it's a big job.
Yeah.
It requires more soft skills than technical or hard skills in a way. And one of the skills that I always talk about, it's tend to be forgotten, is negotiations. You have to have negotiation skills. You have to negotiate with the business. You have to challenge them, and you have to go back and forth with them. If they need something, you have to challenge them. If they don't need anything, you also have to challenge them. Like, why you don't need anything? Because we had some cases where people didn't need anything. But why? How can you live without data? Like, and some people, they needed a lot of things which are nonsense sometimes. But why do you need all of these things? So you need to be able to negotiate it. You need to be able to understand the business and be able, of course, to negotiate, you need to understand the business. There's no question about that. So
Definitely.
once you understand the business, you can negotiate. You have to be a good negotiator. You have to be a good challenger with the business, with your team as well. I think that's one of the most important skills. You have to be a people person. Like, you have to like to talk to people, because you have different type of people. You have the strong personality. You have the people that don't share anything. You have the people that overshare. You have different kind of people, different mindset, different cultures here also, especially in Philip Morris. We're an international company, so you have different type of people, and you need to adapt. You need to adapt your communication style, your collaboration. The way you work with some people is different than others. You need to adapt. You need to have good communication skills. You have to be flexible as well. You have to say no in a way
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
It's very hard. It was very hard for me as well. I received so many advices from higher management to say no sometimes, and I tend not to do it at the beginning, but now I'm doing it more and more, because as a support team, it's hard to say no, and we're supporting the whole department. Uh, Sometimes they tend to compare, why you're saying no to me and not to others, like,
Mm. Oh,
and
yeah.
so these kind of negotiations that you need to manage and you need to handle, and uh, you need to be close to the people. You need to build trust as well. I think I always talk about people because it's really important. If you build trust, if you build good relationships with people, good connections with people, it becomes easy to get them on board with you and to get them
Mm.
on the same
Yeah.
ship with you. It becomes very easy when you build trust, when they trust you, when they know you, when you trust them, when you know them. I mean, even if it doesn't have to always be work as well. Sometimes you just go for a coffee with someone, with a product owner, and then you create this kind of trust. Because you discuss something else. You know them better. They know you better, and that build the foundation of becoming a data culture, and, bec-
Mm.
and not only becoming a data, but also staying in this mindset of data culture. Because now when they work with data, when people, the business, work with data, maybe in the past few years, or when we started, it was a topic that they didn't really like, or they were kind of skeptical about. Now, when they talk to the data team, it's very easy, because they talk to me, they know me for so many years. They talk to my data team, they know them, they are very friendly, and that relationship that we built, I think, makes it easier for us to maintain the level and maintain what we have built, really. So yeah, mm, trust. I think communication, negotiation, so
Emotion.
showing empathy. Yeah, yeah. All these kind of things. I think they are really, really important, and they are under. I think they are underrated in a way. When we talk about data, we tend to focus on the technical stuff and the dashboard, and we really forget about these things that are essential to create the data culture and the data team.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, because so many times leadership team just ask a couple of questions about data, and it's really important how you present
Mhm.
even the good things as well as the bad things, or if things are not really going in the direction whatever it was expected. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So all this negotiation as well as emotional things are super important when it comes to data.
Yeah.
And last but not least, so I really enjoyed this whole talk. And as a kind of last question, what would you recommend if a company is just starting or at the very beginning of their data journey? What would be your advice? How to start it and how to make it happen?
There's many ways. There's no wrong or right way. It depends on the situation they're in, on the resources they have, on the capabilities, and on the use cases that they want to implement at the beginning. But overall, in general, I would, like if I had to start now somewhere, I would find a quick win. I would find something not very complex, not very big, something maybe small. I find it and a problem. It should be a problem, I think, because you're solving something in a way. You're not just adding something that is nice to have, but you're really solving something that's a must have or the must do. So I would find something in wherever I am in the business or any company starting this now, finding like a small problem, trying to fix it, solve it, of course related to data, whether it's a manual process that you're doing or something that you're running on a scheduled basis that is taking you so much time, or something that you're not sure about, very accurate, or some decision that you're taking but you're not sure if it's the right decision or not, and you need some more data to do it. Collect data, try to generate data from somewhere, uh, try to create this small environment where you can focus only on one thing and try to create the impact in this thing and solve this problem, really a quick win. It doesn't have to be building a big database and centralize everything within it. You don't have to start with this, and you don't have to create like all the dashboards with all the data and interconnectivity everywhere. You don't even have to do this. Just start with something small, even if it's semi-automated at the beginning. It's fine. Start with it. Show the value. Show the, because the business, they care about the value. They don't care about what you did in the back end. They don't. If you spend 80% of of your time preparing and transforming data, they don't understand it. Even if you explain it to them, they will not never understand it. They just care about what they see. So, and they also don't care how you did it. I just want to see this. And then if you can show this, what they care about, if you can show this 20%, regardless of how you did it, this, and maybe a quick win, business, it can add value. And if you show them this and value, it can be different from a company to another, from a team to another, of course, but try to really show tangible value, like making a good decision. Try to give recommendations, not just give them the tool, but also how to use it. Why do you want to use it? What is the insight that you get from this? Try to also show them how you can read the data, how you can interpret the data, and how you can take your decision better now. Or how, if you change this to that, how much you could save or how much you could do, like all these kind of things. So yeah, start with a small use case, show the value, create the impact, and let people talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. Let the people talk about it. Let the people look. Oh, look at what we did. Look at this is helping us a lot. And I think if you start with this small use case, uh, I think it can grow from there, because it's like a plant. You plant the seeds and then you wait for it, and then it grows and grows and grows. I think a data culture is more or less the same. You need to plant the seeds. You need to see the first kind of leaf going up, and then you're happy. Then you want to take care of it more. Uh, and then same with the data culture. One use case, wow, success. Let's build more, and let's build more, and then you create this monster where you have more resources, you have even more trust from the management, that you can do everything you want, and then you can now expand. You can build uh, a better infrastructure. You can build a better kind of ways of working, more organized, more structured. But that comes later. Don't focus on these kind of things that are not visible to the business. Focus on what's visible to the business, what gives them value, and the rest will come. So that's my like overall advice, I think, that everybody should take into consideration.
Chadi, really, thank you so much for all your insights and all this information what you have shared today. Yeah, you really show that building a strong data culture isn't about the tools, it's more about people, emotional intelligence, leadership, and yeah, last but not least, courage to ask questions and to challenge not only the people, but also the business. And last but not least, where can the listeners follow you, your work, and connect with you?
Of course, on LinkedIn, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Chadi Ati, Chadi Atie, and I share sometimes some of the things that we do. some of the personal projects as well. So yeah, you can see me there.
Chadi, thank you so much for your time today. It was really the pleasure to talking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sophia, for you as well, for your time and for hosting me. I think it was a very good, nice discussion. I learned a lot as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.